ครับ Good evening. Welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. I'm Subhajong Klinswan. The inferno, which broke out at the Grand Park Avenue Hotel last night, leaving one tourist dead, is the drive for the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration to investigate buildings across the capital in search for those violating the Building Safety Control Act. Meanwhile, engineers point that the ablaze hotel illegally added more buildings to the original blueprint. The fire last night at the Grand Park Avenue Hotel near the Sukhumvit area killed one Russian tourist and injured about 20 more. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
All I saw was that smoke was coming out of the windows, black, dark smoke, but there were no flames. And it looked like fire department and fire engines were here pretty quick, and after like 10 or 15 minutes, the smoke stopped coming out of the windows.
However, the Engineering Institute of Thailand found that there are no doors along the staircase, so fire and smoke from the fourth floor spread quickly, suffocating guests. Officials revealed that only one wing of each floor had a staircase. Guests staying at the opposite wing, therefore, had to break the windows and climb down the terraces. This clearly indicates the building's unqualified structure. The Bangkok governor revealed that the Grand Avenue was built before the enforcement of the 1992 Safety Control Act. This law says that buildings of 5 stories and higher must install water sprinklers. Extra floors were also added to the hotel room's renovation in 1993. Now, initial investigations of the building found that there are no water sprinklers installed, and the ceiling is a bit lower than required by the law, leading to speculations that the renovations and reconstructions were done without the official permissions. The Bangkok office is now on the case as we speak. Moving on up to the north, the northern haze situation is still improving. Is still not improving. Doi Inthanon National Park in Chiang Mai is one of the forests as high as risk of experiencing flash fires. This has forced mountain tribes in the area to turn to magic to curse those who set forests ablaze, believing that this will curb forest fires. These rituals, thought by others to be black magic, are common practice among the mountain tribes living near Doi Inthanon, Thailand's highest national park. Ethnic Hmong and Karen tribes believe cursing those who start forest fires can, psychologically anyway, help mitigate forest fires, which is the main cause of the severe haze overwhelming the north region as we speak. Rich in naturally high flammable substances, Doi Inthanon is at risk of severe fires. Local believes the rituals stir fear of arson and will reduce the number of fire incidents at Doi Inthanon compared to last year. Another reason why the number of forest fires at Doi Inthanon has dropped by 5-fold is due to the collaboration between authorities and villagers in pre-burning bushes to cut the line of fire. Meanwhile, the heavy haze covering the northern province of Chiang Rai is reducing visibility to less than 2 kilometers. Soldiers in Nan and Lampang provinces are extinguishing forest fires around the clock. With a little less than 100 firefighters, one firefighter is now responsible for 1,700 rai, or about 270 hectares of forest land. Officials in Tak province are now using water sprinklers to curb dust particles floating in the air. The micro-sized dust particles floating at the atmosphere in many areas of the north still exceed international safety standards, that is, particles less than 120 micrograms per cubic meter. Downtown Chiang Mai is currently measuring at 182. The Meteorological Office is warning the lower northeastern region to prepare for an imminent arrival of tropical storms, which will cover the region throughout the entire weekend. Fears of flash floods from the upcoming thunder showers means locals in Sisaket province are now building up sandbag barriers. No initial damage has yet been reported. Meanwhile, Yasothon province is experiencing heavy winds, which have already destroyed a number of houses. 60% of the northern region will be covered with rain, especially in the lower part of the region, with some areas at risk of hail. The tropical storms blanket cover the Isan region until Sunday. The The oil exploration by a British energy firm in Bangkok began last night. Locals living near the site told Thai PBS that they were not disturbed by the drilling at all. However, another group of locals are asking the court to halt exploration as they fear for their own safety. Mukda Promjeen, who lives less than 200 meters away from the oil exploration site, said that the fuel smell and the noise of the machinery did not affect her sleep. Mitra Energy began its drilling operation late last night. Mukda said that the oil drilling company had explained its working operations as well as potential ramifications, giving her peace of mind. However, villagers living on the other side of the road insisted that their life is not safe, and they continue to hope that the administrative court will issue a protection order. Today, the court ordered the villagers and the Department of Mineral Fuels as plaintiffs and defendants respectively to address the court in writing. However, locals are worried that the court's order will come in too late as the drilling is already underway. If the operation is halted without the administrative court's order, Mitra Energy, as the concession beneficiary, has the right to sue the government for compensation. The cost of drilling is about 3 million baht per day. Songpop Ponchan, Director General of the Department of Minerals, says that prior to drilling, Mitra has already proved that operations will not result in land vibration, while their 6-meter walls will help reduce noise pollution. Sound levels and dust particle measurements devices are also stationed around the area, and the information recorded by the devices is shown on the electronic boards at the front of the drilling site. Forecast figures show oil lies in a 2-kilometer radius of the drill site. However, if oil is not found, another hole will be dug in a 5-kilometer radius. A new Environment Investigation Assessment, or EIA, will not be required at that time. Holes that are being drilled will be 2.5 kilometers deep, and the drilling speed is at 30 to 50 meters per hour. The drilling project is expected to take 20 days. As the government can no longer shoulder the financial losses of the state oil fund, the Minister of Energy called for a rise in fuel prices today, saying that the ministry will finalize all fuel prices by April and increase the price of LPG for household use before October.
Today, the price of LPG as cooking fuel is fixed at 18 baht 13 satang per kilogram. This is in line with the Cabinet's resolution to freeze the price until the end of this year. The State Oil Fund has been incurring losses since the levies on fuel were lifted. It is now 20 billion baht in the red, and the deficit mainly comes from fixing prices of LPG and NGV. Even though levies for LPG and NGV for the transport sector resumed as of January 16, the oil fund continues to face as much as 140 billion baht of losses per day. Energy Minister Arak Cholathanon indicated that the government is working with the Energy Research Institute at Chulalongkorn University and with private operators on plans to adjust the price of LPG for household use after the world price increased from $800 to $1,200 per ton, or from 24,000 baht to 36,000 baht per ton. LPG for household use could see a price adjustment in September or October this year. This is because the Energy Ministry's 30 billion baht loans can only shoulder the financial losses up to this October. These loans also include the new 20 billion baht loan package that the ministry is prepared to make. Arak insists the adjustment of LPG for household use is unrelated to LPG for transportation and the industry sectors, while inflation and the cost of living have to be taken into account. The adjusted fuel prices will be finalized next month.
Despite the postponement of the debate over the computer tablet contract with China, testing of tablet use among primary students have started in some schools. Ratvinit is one of them. The school has received 100 tablets from the government, using them as an educational aid. At Ratvinit School, students have spent 2 hours a day using PC tablets as an educational tool. The tablets provide information on 5 subjects: mathematics, science, social studies, Thai, and English. Srinakharin Wirod University has written the teaching programs for 5 subjects, aiming to differentiate the tablets from the textbooks by applying the information in a game format using cartoon characters to encourage the children's participation. During a class which tablets are involved, the teachers here at Rawinit School always make sure their students use the tablets only for educational purposes by using the tablets together with students because the tablet could provide inappropriate information to the kids as internet is provided. The director of Rawinit School says the tablet can be just another tool providing information in a wide range, but effective education still definitely leads a teacher. She asked everyone to see the education system as a whole picture and not to compare the tablet with the textbooks and teachers. One student here at Rawinit School says that she is very happy with the tablet because it makes learning fun, allowing her to access information as she doesn't have to carry too many books to school anymore, as the package of 5 subjects is provided on the tablet. The Office of the Basic Education Commission will conduct an educational assessment on tablet use and eyesight test as well.
Associate Professor Suthisak Sauraram of Kasetsat University Faculties of Engineering says there are 13 subterranean faults in Thailand, most of which are in the north, west and south. Some fault lines are close to where major dams in the north are located, including the Bhumipol Dam in Tak, Sirikit Dam in Uttaradit, and Mamot Dam in Lampang. However, the lecturer says the chance of major dams cracking or even collapsing due to earthquakes is low. However, he is more worried about the medium and small size reservoirs, which, despite causing less chaos if damaged, are much more vulnerable. He adds that there is only a 1% chance dams will fall following earthquakes due to their strong structure. Yet, Associate Professor Sampan Singharat, Dean of Chiang Mai University's Faculties of Science, says he worries about dams both in the north and in the west, where statistics show earthquakes are getting stronger every year. He says the state must educate Thais about this issue, preparing for the worst. This is Darin Klong Akara, ThaiPBS.
Golden Gate of the ancient Lanna culture and international trade is the vision of Chiang Rai province to link with neighboring economies of the Greater Mekong Sub-region or GMS countries and South Asia. Moreover, the province has planned to be a center of regional logistics, land, water, rail, and air to support trade along the border. In the past decades, the value of trade along the Chiang Rai border reached only 6 to 7 billion baht annually. Nowadays, the figure has increased to 25 to 30 billion baht per year.
Chiang Rai province, which is the far north of Thailand, saw a continuing growth of border trade with Myanmar, Laos, and southern China. Last year, border trade with neighboring Myanmar had the biggest share compared to other countries, around 42%.
The ASEAN Economic Community or AEC will come into effect in 2015. Thanin Supasan, governor of Chiang Rai province, believes that the AEC will benefit labor supply because currently the business sector in Chiang Rai lacks unskilled labor. However, he admits that trade and investment might be at risk if there is further delay in investment into basic logistics infrastructure, not to mention the border payment system. Buntham Thiprasong, President of the Maasai Chamber of Commerce, said entrepreneurs are preparing for the AEC continuously, but the government does not have a tangible plan to support them, despite the fact that Chiang Rai is also a direct route for trade with China, India, and Bangladesh. In addition, he adds, the Thai government should build a border trade information center to offer trade knowledge to Thai businesses, while the establishment of an official exchange rate of FEDs would create a free and fair atmosphere for currency exchange, which, in the long run, would benefit cross-border businesses from South Asia, China, Laos, Myanmar, and of course, reporting for Thai PBS.
And that's it for today. You're watching Thai PBS English News Service, broadcasting live from Thai PBS headquarters here in Bangkok, Thailand. I'll see you again Monday. Until then, good night and sawasdee krap.